Our next speaker is Representative Charlice Byrd, who is the Georgia Freedom Caucus chairwoman, as well as the representative for District 20. Thank you.
Good morning. Is it not great to be an American and a Republican today? Yes, indeed. First thing, I want to thank the CCRP for the incredible job they have been doing to get more members and to be here. And I want to thank you for attending an event that is political, learning about the political system. So thank you all for being here today. We need to give you a big round of applause. I am Charlice Byrd, and I do represent District 20, and I am duly elected by District 20, but I represent all people in the state of Georgia. So it is very important to me. As a state representative, the main and primary purpose for us to be elected is to pass Georgia's budget. And I want you to understand that Georgia's budget is so out of control, it is incredible. So this is just a little, probably can't see it, but in 2016, Georgia's budget was $22 billion. As of today, it is $38 billion, and Republicans have been in charge because we pay for any and everything that you can think of. We pay for workforce development, so a corporation can get money to develop their workforce. We also pay for their housing. For instance, Hyundai, Kia, those types of people we bring in, and we pay for their workforce housing and their workforce development. There's good things in the budget, but I can tell you what. Every time there is a budget, I vote no, because the longer we vote for those types of things, they are never going to go away. I am only one of 2 Republicans that actually vote against the budget. Yes, the budget is a very big deal here in Georgia, for sure. And there are some good things in it, absolutely. But when you vote as a whole, there are a lot of bad things that you are voting for and things you do not believe in. Also, I always say there's good and bad when we are at the Capitol voting for bills. On Thursday, on March the 6th, we voted for a historic number of bills, 75 on March the 6th, for a whole lot of things that you did not know you needed. Yes, indeed. Not only that night we were there till 11 p.m. voting for a bunch of garbage, but that is in addition to all the other votes we've already taken. And if I'm not mistaken, there's been about 400 votes so far. A lot of things you did not know you needed. So I'll give you a couple of good things. It was HB 225. This is to remove the automatic school zone cameras outright so that you are no longer caught getting a ticket. Yes, indeed. Another really good thing was HB 267, and this is the Riley-Gaines Act, and it will protect women's sports from biological males. Women will not be forced to face biological males on the field, on the court, or in the locker room, and this is a good thing. And I want you to keep in mind, along with what Congressman Barry Loudermilk just said, our 2 U.S. senators voted against the Riley-Gaines Act at the federal level. Keep that in mind when it's time to get out and knock doors for whatever candidate we choose. A couple of the bad things I find are disturbing. It was HB 81, and it is what we call an interstate compact with other states to come into the state of Georgia and not have to go through a licensing process. So an interstate compact works. For instance, right now, Colorado has signed on to our compact to bring in school psychologists to our schools, K through 12th grade. We know that somebody like Colorado and their school psychologist certainly should not be in the state of Georgia. And so that was a really bad bill. The other bill that has come to the forefront, which was we voted for just yesterday, it was Senate Bill 144. And this bill provides liability protection for the use of pesticides. This bill allows corporations to poison our citizenry and get off without any accountability. And yes, only 2 Republicans voted against that bill, along with 56 Democrats. So this is a bad thing when we are giving corporations the ability to bring pesticides to poison our food and poison our children particularly. So in fact, I received a text this morning that Monsanto now has to pay $290 million out because they found out someone did receive cancer or got cancer through these pesticides. We do not want those types of things in Georgia, but they have moved on, and it is on the governor's desk. One of the things that's great about you guys being here and grassroots, get on the telephone, send emails, send text to say we do not want the governor to sign SB 144 to protect those corporations from liability. They are poisoning everything for sure, absolutely. Another bill that I find interesting that the Republicans brought to the House floor was HB 79. And that is a bill that would offer tax credits to our taxpayers for up to $300 if you go and buy a lockbox for your gun. And I will tell you, people say that no one's going to know whether you have a lockbox for your gun or not, but you have to register through the Department of Revenue, and you are now on the list. So no one can convince me otherwise that you will not be in the Department of Revenue and your name will be able to be seen for your lockbox. I am all about personal responsibility. It is your responsibility to take care of your guns or whatever you have, not the government. Yes, indeed. And this one should all set you crazy if you have children and grandchildren in our schools. It's HB 268. It was called the School Safety Act. Now, I've read the bill, and there's really nothing in there that takes anything about safety for additional things. You go through the what? Metal detectors? Yes, metal detectors. Oh my gosh, metal detectors. Or the ability for a teacher to carry a gun in school if necessary, or locking your doors, locking your windows. But what the bill did was to expand government control over student records, school safety, and behavioral monitoring. It creates a statewide database against your children. If one of your children or grandchildren goes to the principal's office, that child's name will go on a database list, and it will be used across the state of Georgia in the event you ever transfer to another school. So we are doing not good things at the Capitol. There are some things that are good, but it's more concerning that I am, and one other person now, I have to say, she is newly elected, Noelle from Henry County, that is voting with me, so that is quite exciting, so I do not stand alone. You always have to remember when you're voting, and I cast my vote, there are several things that I think of before I vote. And I am not voting, and I tell my colleagues, I am not voting against you. I am voting against the bill and what it says inside the language. We always have to think about, does it grow government? Does it raise taxes? Does it increase regulations? And right now, the state of Georgia has 11,899 regulations for corporations and businesses in the state of Georgia. Does it infringe on our personal liberties? A lot of things right now infringe on our personal liberties. And finally, I always ask myself, is it the proper role of government? So many things are not the proper role of government, and we should not be voting to put those things in place. I take my job seriously and with utmost respect. My door is always open. You can call me at any time. Thank you so much for the support that you do every single day as grassroots and Republicans. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Representative Byrd.